let's talk about the iPhone 16 Pro. You've already seen a lot of videos talk about how good the camera is, how great it is. But really, all the YouTubers are doing is taking photos of buildings, dogs, and people. We're gonna do something different today. Today, we'll take photos of the most watched Olympic sport in the history of the Olympics. Beach volleyball. I need to figure out what I'm gonna say. That's a quick video.
That was a lot of fun. If you ever get a chance to watch beach volleyball, just go ahead and do it because it's just fantastic. A lot of fun, great atmosphere. But let's talk about the iPhone 16 Pro. How are the photos? Well, I'm putting them in front of you right now. All of these were taken from the default camera in automatic mode, with the exception of me pressing the RAW button so that I could get some RAW photos and edit them. So these have been edited, but I haven't used any special apps to customize the focal length, the shutter speed, the ISO. No. They're just taken straight from the camera. A couple of things to note. The conditions weren't bright, so a lot of photos that you see on the internet with this phone looking fantastic and sharp are in perfect conditions, almost too perfect. Well, this was getting towards the end of the night. It's the evening, it's like the dawn time, there's lots of buildings around, so the light wasn't really getting through to the volleyball court. I think the phone struggled a bit in trying to capture the high frame rate that you probably have to get the motion to stop. So that's the one thing you'll notice on these photos, is that the arms and the ball don't really look like they're completely captured in full. You'll see them a bit blurry because I can have a look at these photos and it's saying that it's taken it at 1/100th of a second, and for the ball to be completely still in a photo, you probably have to shoot at 1/600 or 800 probably. So that's one of the reasons why there is some motion in these photos. Not really a bad thing, right? I really like how the photos look aesthetically. It shows motion and actually it shows speed, and sometimes that's good. Sure, if I went into one of the other apps and decided to use 1/800 shutter speed and bump up the ISO, I would have got the perfectly captured shot that I was potentially looking for. But out of the box, I'm pretty happy. And these photos could be printed and put on a wall and look very good. Now, what happens when you compare the iPhone 16 Pro to something, let's say, slightly more pro-ish? A lot of people have been doing this on the internet. They've been taking a pro camera, even a red video camera, and doing some crazy stuff to let you know that, hey, there isn't really that big a difference. And they're probably right in certain situations, and those certain situations are when there's perfect amounts of light. Whereas, remember what I said, these photos were taken towards the evening, the darkness is setting in, and so this camera just handled itself a lot better. But that doesn't mean that I prefer the photos that I got out of these. You can see them side by side, and I actually prefer the artistic look of the iPhone, mainly because of that motion blur that you're getting. But I wanted to show these to you and let you know that, yes, there is a difference. Like, you get what you pay for. This is a full-frame camera, and it will always, nearly in every situation, take better photos. That's just how it rolls, but that doesn't mean this is bad. I do like it. The one thing I will say, though, is that I think the photos are near identical to what I got from the iPhone 15 Pro. Not 16, this is a 16, from the 15. So I don't know if you're getting a major quality bump from going from the 15 to this one. I'm sure you are if you're going from the 12, but if you're thinking about going from the 15 to 16, the camera isn't really that much of a difference. The only other initial thing that I want to talk about is the video. And the only difference between the 15 to the 16 is the 120 frames per second. And boy, do I love slow motion. I love slow motion, and this phone can do it out the box, 4K 120, and it looks stunning. You can record 1x or 2x zoom, 4K 120. It is a shame that you can't do 4K 120 with the 5X because that would be incredible. But even with the 1X and 2X, it is fantastic. I'm going to use this a lot. A lot of other people are going to use this a lot. And that's one of the greatest features that's come out on this phone. And maybe some will say that's the reason you should upgrade to this one. Just putting it out there. Slow motion. Apart from the 120p, the rest of the camera, in terms of the video capabilities, is very similar to the 15, which itself was an absolute masterpiece. And having to record any footage in log, beautiful. I've done a lot of videos for this YouTube channel using just that camera, and it just works fantastically well. There are lots of apps out there that help you do that better. I've reviewed a few of those as well, but this is just a follow-up from that, and it's stunning. And that's about it. That's the iPhone 16 Pro's photo capabilities, video capabilities that I found in the last couple of days. Apart from that, the phone is pretty much identical to the iPhone 15. Oh no, there is this button, which is the worst thing in the world. Yeah. If you want to take photos, this is how I normally take photos. I use the button, the volume button on the left side, to press that, and that would be my shutter button. When I do that, see where my fingers are? When I was out there taking beautiful photos of the beach volleyball, I was accidentally zooming in, zooming out, doing some weird stuff because my thumb, or one of my fingers, is on that capacitive touch button. I realized that later. I was like, what is going on? It's really weird. And it is really weird, and I don't like this button, so I disabled it. That's what you're probably going to do. The only thing I use that button is for pressing it, and it opens up an app. But the capacitive features of it, I hate them. I tweeted about this like the day I got it, and everyone else is following suit. So yeah, bit of a rant on that capacitive touch button thingy that they're calling it. But apart from that, stunner of a phone, great color, great photos, great videos. I'm Sohail. I hope you enjoyed this short video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.